Hello and good morning. Today is October 1st. So it's Happy New Month. Happy New Month, everybody. And in this in this video, I don't know, my hair looking it's growing. It's growing. I wanted to talk about the Day of the Dead, October 31st. And then it's actually a holiday in Mexico. Is Dia de los Angelitos, that's the spirits of the children. Dia de los Difuntos, that's spirits of the adults. And then you have Dia de los Muertos, that's the spirits of all the dead. So this is from November 1st, November 2nd. So November 1st at 12 a.m. So this is done like at midnight. November 2nd at 12 a.m. This is midnight again. And then again at noon on November 2nd. So, and then I'm going to include this article in the description box so you can check it out, because the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, so it breaks it down, and then it does talk about the culture. It talks about the culture because this is a Mexican culture. But here in America, it's Halloween. So everybody gets dressed up and does. I'm going to just go into the article. So the fun facts about Day of the Dead. The first thing, the Day of the Dead is not Halloween, okay? So the Day of the Dead is not the Mexican Halloween. No. Like it's sometimes mistaken to be because of the timing of the year, because it's so close to Halloween. So then people think the Day of the Dead is Halloween, but it's not. It's actually November 1st. So it's like right back to back. The two holidays originated with similar afterlife beliefs, but are very different in modern day. Halloween began as a Celtic festival where people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts, but has recently turned into a tradition of costume wearing and trick-or-treating. Like everybody just wants candy. Like they don't care about the ghosts and scaring people away. Decorating your house with spiders and bats and wearing scary costumes is not done in most parts of Mexico. And number two is not somber, but celebratory. So somber, like it's not sad. It's not sad time. It's like it's a celebration. So many of us see death as a sad event, but those who celebrate the Day of the Dead view death as a welcomed part of life. That is why you will see brightly colored skeletons and skulls everywhere during the holiday. They are often seen smiling as a friendly nod to death, even mocking death. This view of death began way back during the one month Aztec festival, where they celebrated the dead and paid homage to the Lady of Death. Mictlancihuatl, who protected their departed loved ones and helped them in the afterlife. That's a name, a god, a deity. So it's someone. I don't know how to pronounce it. That paid homage, the Lady of Death. That's what it is. Mictlancihuatl. I can't pronounce the word. I'm sorry. I'm going to write it in the description box, but I can't pronounce it. I'm so sorry. All right, traditions are different by country. Believe it or not, Mexicans are not the only ones to celebrate the Day of the Dead. It's a widely celebrated holiday all over the world. In fact, many religious communities celebrate All Souls Day, also known as All Saints Day, during the same time as the Day of the Dead. The act of honoring the dead is widely celebrated around the world. But Day of the Dead is unique in its traditions. The ofrenda. Ofrenda is the offering, the meaning of life and death. The use of calaveras. Calaveras are skulls. The style influenced by La Catrina. And more recently, the festivals in the streets. Our dead are never dead. Like the people that you celebrate and that you honor and that you remember is because they're always going to be with you. You know, when the deceased is not with you is because you have forgotten them. You don't remember them anymore. So, and then I remember in some cartoons they would have it like, once you forget the dead, like you don't have their picture anymore. Even if you don't have the picture, as long as you know their name and you speak in their name and you know that that's your ancestor and you remembering that that's your ancestor, they never die. They live on forever because you're remembering them, you're honoring them. I know they had that in one of these cartoons, but you know, I just wanted to talk about it a little because I'm always burning ancestor money for the ancestors, and then it's like it's celebrated all over the world. They just call it a different day, a different name. So, and then even when I have the the ancestor money, they have like the different days and the different times of the year to honor your ancestors, to burn your ancestor money. So it's, you know, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. I am going to include the link in the description box. Those were the fun facts of the Day of the Dead. It's a Mexican holiday. And then Flor de Muertos. That's the Mexican marigolds. That's the flower of the dead. The marigolds are believed to be the pathways that guide the spirits to their ofrendas, to the offerings. So the marigolds is a pathway that guide the spirits to the offering. The flower's vibrant colors and scent attract the departed souls as they return to the feast on their favorite foods. They are called Flor de Muerto, Spanish for flower of dead. And they symbolize the beauty and the fragility of life. Marigold flowers include around 60 annuals and perennials that are native to Mexico and Central America. So that is the native flower. Like the symbolism behind the flower is to attract the dead. So, and the calaveras is the skull. So the calaveras are calaveras, they're around during the Day of the Dead. The skulls are often drawn with a smile as to laugh at death itself. They take many forms, such as sugar candies, clay decorations, and most memorable face paintings. Sugar skulls are decorated and painted on ofrendas, that's the offering, of loved ones. A calavera, a skull, or sugar skull, is a decorative skull made usually by hand from either sugar or clay, which are used in the Mexican celebration of the Day of the Dead. So, and then I'm reading this, and then I'm like, you know, everybody has skulls, and they make these skulls. They make crystals out of the skulls. They do all this art with the skulls, but the skulls are, it's like, it's a good part. It's good for the Day of the Dead. It's like laughing at death, drawn with a smile. It's a celebration. It's a celebration. Like, people are dead, but it's like you're not supposed to be sad. You're supposed to be happy. And then here goes ofrenda. Ofrenda is offering. Well, the most recognizable aspects of the Day of the Dead are the representations of skulls and skeletons. The tradition that holds the most meaning is the ofrenda. The ofrenda is the offering. Spanish meaning for offering is ofrenda. The ofrenda is what the whole celebration is about. Is a collection of offerings dedicated to the person being honored. A brightly colored oilcloth covers the table, and on top of that sits a collection of photographs and personal items of the departed person. The lower portion of the altar is where the offerings are placed, from traditional Mexican cuisine to other items that represent the honored person's particular tastes. So, and then that's it. That's the article. It wasn't that long, but I read it separately. So, and then I am going to include the link in the description box. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out. So when is the Day of the Dead? The Day of the Dead is November 1st at 12 a.m. That's the spirits of the children. in Spanish is Dia de los Angelitos. Dias de los Angelitos is the Day of the Little Angels. Starts the holiday at midnight on November 1st, where the spirits of all deceased children are believed to be reunited with their families for 24 hours. Families construct an altar known as an ofrenda with the departed children's favorite snacks, candies, toys, and photographs to encourage a visit from their departed children. The names of the departed children will often be written on a sugar skull. So that is day one, November 1st at 12 a.m. And then we have November 2nd at 12 a.m. is Dia de los Difuntos. That's spirits of the adults. So at midnight on the following day, that's November 2nd, the celebration shift to honor the lives of the departed adults. The night is filled with laughter and fun memories, much like the night before. However, the ofrendas, the offerings, what you're giving, take on a more adult-like theme, like with tequila, pan de muerto, that's like the bread that you give to the dead, mezcal, pulque, and jars of atol. Those are all Mexican items. Those are all foods from the Mexican culture. So you would have to look those up. But like, you can do this on your own. You don't have to be Mexican. Like, you can have your family and they can have their own favorite things. Everybody likes to drink. So like, you can have their favorite drinks. If they don't like tequila, you can have Bacardi. You can have whatever they like. And families will also play games together, reminisce about their loved ones, and dance while the village band plays in their town. That's November 2nd at midnight. Then November 2nd at noon, this is Dia de los Muertos. This is spirits of all the dead. The next day is the grand finale and public celebration of Dia de los Muertos. In more recent times, people come together in their cities dressed up with calavera painted faces. That means that their faces, their skulls are painted. Their face is painted as skeletons. And have parades in the streets. Cemetery visits are also common on the last day, as families will go to decorate the grave sites with marigolds, flowers, gifts, and sugar skulls with the departed's name on them. It's customary to clean the gravestone and restore the color. So it's customary. And the skulls, everybody's so scared of the skulls. Like, you don't have to be afraid of the skulls. They sell the skulls everywhere. They have all different kind of skulls. They have them made out of sugar. So when it's made out of sugar, that's when you can carve the name of your deceased loved one on the skull. And it's for your deceased loved one. So you're honoring them that way. I burn ancestor money all the time, every day. So this made me happy reading this article. And I could burn it every day. I could burn it like twice a day. It has different times for me to burn it, at midnight, noon. I'm like, oh my God. But it's for a purpose. It's for your ancestors. It's for your deceased loved one. Like, you love them and you don't want to forget them. And it was in a movie. I remember it was in a movie because I saw it. And then the ancestors didn't want you to forget them. And they wanted you to remember them so that they could live on forever. It was a cartoon. It was a movie, but like a cartoon or one of them anime. It was recent. And then it was about the Day of the Dead, and it had the marigold flowers, it had the skulls, it had all this stuff, and I was just like, oh. It reminded me of the movie, but I don't remember the name. Oh my God. But that is the article, The Day of the Dead. All the information will be in the description box. I just wanted to talk about it because it is a special day of life. You celebrate life and you honor your ancestors. You remember them. You love them. And always leave with love. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.